All right, folks. So here we go. We got anybody on? We got most call Mornall from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. Uh, and hatching. Hey, we have actually let our chickens hatch out here. I'm going to show you. These are meat birds right here. So they're right behind me. Bam! See all the chickens? And there's a bunch. This whole thing is a brooding house right here. So if you look, we've got a bank barn, and right there is the brooding house. And so these chickens, these are meat birds. Chime in with where you're from, folks. Hey, from Michigan and West Virginia. It's good to see you, folks. Oh, I tell you. Anyways, yeah, my watchtowers over here. Anyways, but yeah, so we've got a fan going. When you're raising chickens, you got to provide them good ventilation. So this door is a half door, as you see. Well, there we go. See, that's a half door. Hey, Florida, Arizona, Michigan, Matamidi. I wanted to buy a place in Matamidi once. That is beautiful. Texas, Wisconsin, Kentucky. Wow, Texas again. Anyhow, if you see down here, you see all the chicks in there. But if I go over here, I'll show you. So this is just tarps and the chick boxes and everything. I'll open this door up. And there you can see there's a bunch more down in there. So this whole thing, we buy 200. We got 200 chicks. 200 chicks. And New York, Massachusetts, Traverse, Michigan, Kentucky, Texas. Oh, this is great. Anyways, so that's the chicks there. That's how we raise them. So we got them a little bit ago, and I mean, I'm telling you, folks, these things grow fast. These are those Cornish cross meat birds. Here, I'm gonna just get out of the picture, just get it right up on there so you can see. So we put this bird netting up here. To keep them in, but then this allows more ventilation. But they pack tight together. They're always sticking with each other to keep warm and whatnot. Southeast Louisiana. Yeah, Adrian, if you worked in a chicken house like where they raise them, it's a lot different. We actually then move them out to a pasture. They're pasture raised chickens. Here, oh, there. Gosh, this backwards thing. Anyways, but we move them out to pasture. But smash that like for me if you would, please. But this is all their feed. I did a video on that, but look at that feed. So we buy the feed. That's 1.5 tons of chicken feed. 16 weeks we go. Actually, about 10 weeks. They're done at 10 weeks, Tammy. We call them at 10 weeks, and yeah, Sherry, I understand, but let me tell you, when they're of the size to eat, they aren't cute anymore. These things are, when you put food in for these chickens, it's almost like a dinosaur invasion going after fresh meat. It is unreal. Okay, it's absolutely unreal. But this is I built this barn actually with, and if you'll see here, I built this barn and did it with reclaimed metal that a neighbor had. So we just used reclaimed metal, and anyhow, and then we built this just with material that I had actually when I built my house. And oh man, that was crazy building my house, folks. I'm telling you, I was writing the Resorts of Wisconsin book. I just finished Resorts of Minnesota, and I was running out of money too fast. It was whoo. But I mean, it's a beautiful house now. It's a carriage house. It looks, here, I'll show you. It looks bigger than it is because it's actually, the bottom's all garage. But I'll show you behind me. I mean, there it is. There's my house. And I built that porch on, that was 2 years ago. So I've always just done projects as we can on the house, with cash as it comes in. And we just save, and we don't spend much. We're really, and then a bunch of, actually my patio doors were given to me for the house. So I've had a lot of reclaimed stuff on that house. Hey, thanks, Voodoo Crab. Yeah. But we have a lot of reclaimed things on that house. But when I was building that house, this actually was part of a pallet, if you can believe it. So I had ordered from Menards, which I don't use anymore. Craig, great question. No, we did not invest in the that setup for the chickens. We actually bring them to a small batch processor and pay them. And we have processed chickens here before. Sometimes you just out of necessity, but it, I mean, you really need a setup to go through that many birds. Like, what do they call those? The whiz bang chicken pluckers. Okay. I don't have a whiz bang chicken plucker, but are they? They're what's called a Cornish cross, Adrian. They're just the basic meat birds, but when we raise them, we don't. Here, I'm just trying to. I got this goofy thing. Hold on, something was popping up on the screen. Oh, thanks, Sherry. Yeah, it was a lot of work. I'll tell you, building that house was crazy. It started raining out here. Look at all these mosquitoes again. I love it when the mosquitoes go in with the chicks because the chicks just eat them up. But and then I built that shed. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on, let me see. It's raining out there, so I don't want to go out. But it's over here. I can get so you can see the shed. I built that all with reclaimed wood. So it cost me literally $100 is what I got the wood for. Where is that thing? There. Let me see. It's not working. Here. Wonder if I can reverse the camera. Well, I'll walk out in the rain for you folks. Here we go. I got this old tractor right here. I'll show you that. That's my Kubota. It's a 1980 something Kubota. I got that years ago when I worked down in the cities. I was working for, and then I built this. I got all that reclaimed wood for $100. And right there, that's the chicken coop. My wife built the chicken roost there, but I built that all out of reclaimed wood. And then the same goes for this shed. I even got the windows reclaimed. So I paid $100 for the entire batch of wood to build this shed. So I'll show you. It's really cool. I mean, if you like old stuff, okay. Got my American flag flying there. I'll show you that too, okay. Because God bless America, okay. And then we've got these planter boxes here we put up on the window, just to kind of keep it kind of pretty. Oh, you got a '78 Kubota? Huh. Mine's a 1984 Kubota. I've got the when I got it, it was actually well, it was long story short, it was a barter thing way back in the day. I mean, years ago. I've had that tractor for 20 years. And yeah, that was so this is and then this if you've watched any of my Fearless photography videos, I'm just gonna get out of the rain. This is my shed, which then I put that background up over there and converted it to a studio here. So that's what's in here. I'll just walk over here. So it's just, it's just a shed, but when we do that Fearless photography shoot, that we use 3-point lighting. And so the window planter, those are actually, Hannah, just window planters that were bought, and they've got that, I want like that moss kind of stuff. Smash that like if you would, folks, please. But that, so it's just, it's, what do they call, it's that that fiber stuff, and it's in we just bought the planters. They're just those metal planters with the moss base in them, and then we put the dirt in there and then plant those up. But here, I'll show you something really cool. I can still get parts for the Kubota. Yes, thanks for asking. But here, I'm going to show you something really cool because I love history. I value history. So if you look up here, this project was started in September of 2010. Okay, that's when this shed started. Labor Day, September 2010. And on November 9th of 2010, it was 55 degrees. My pastor, Pastor Percy, wrote John 3:16 up here. A lot of people shared Bible verses. Here, I'm going to just kind of turn this for you so you can see the door. But all around here, Mark Swellen Pump. That's who put in the well. Over here, Bernie Goebel. unloading sheetrock in 2013. Lloyd Smith, the same day, sheetrock. These are just friends that came out and helped on those days. I always had them sign it. And then Ivan Clausen, he put in the garage doors. Then I even had the delivery driver sign this. 10/29, October 29th of 2011. That was a day to remember. I can tell you crazy stories about that day. And so on. So Hunter Goebel, Zach Day, so on. All these people have signed this shed. Here I've got Glenn, Labor Day Foundation Warriors. This was when we put the blocks in for the shed. Kenny Moan, my good friend from Bemidji, he helped me with plumbing, and he and I actually share the same birthday. Eric Elfrink, lifting beams. We had these big beams to put in, and we had to lift those. So that's how that works. Anyways, thanks, Voodoo Crab. Yeah, it's just the story. I think, our stories in life. What was it, Lion and Gladiator? What we do in life echoes in the halls of eternity. I'm just saying, it's real. Okay. So that's this was our whole building project. It started with this shed. Okay. It started with this shed, and then we started moving stuff up, and we put it in here to store while we were building the house. And then for those jumping on the stream late, what I did, just so you know, when I built the house, I had received a final payment on sponsorship for this book, and I put this back, folks. This isn't that long ago. And my initial load of materials to build this house, all the lumber and everything, not trusses, but the initial load of lumber with OSB and stuff was just over $20,000. Okay. Watch this. Look at this. Look at all this lumber. And it was just over $20,000. Now, I got to say, though, the deck and the porch I built on afterwards, so that wasn't. Okay, so there we go. So that porch, I built that on a couple years ago. Okay, but look at that. I mean, it's tall. It's a tall house. You can see. It's got that little entry thing on it. Took me 2 years, Trevor. And 2 years to move in, but the house wasn't anywhere near done. But that's, $20,000. Can you believe it? Here, I'll take you on a little walk. Hey, Autumn, come here, puppy. I don't want her by the chickens. Anyways, I'll just, I'll show you. This is bam, right there. See that? That's the trailer I use for doing shows, and this is the other trailer. Whoa, hey, whose legislators found their nads? What is that? Hannah, awesome. What state? Are you talking about my state, Minnesota? Because they hadn't found them. It's actually, Eric, it's not that big. It's finished livable square footage is about 2,000. The first floor is a garage. So, hi Herb. This floor is all garage. It looks bigger in a sense than it is, because it's only the second and third floors that have living space. And that third floor, actually, we vaulted it so that an entire, it'd be 12 by 24 area that would potentially be the second floor is not, because it's all open. So that's the Kubota does last forever. Hey, thanks. Yeah, the shed, I love to build stuff. I mean, it's really great when you can build it with free lumber, almost free, $100 for all that siding. The windows were free. All of that. No, Michigan can't find them, but we're had them removed. Oh gosh, where are they finding it? Oh wait, we're losing you, Neil. Quit moving around. Okay, wait, I'll move back. Maybe I here. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think 2,000 square feet. It's a good size. We got a big family, 7 kids. But Oh, counting on Pennsylvania's. Um, Autumn, come here, puppy. Autumn. I don't want to lose my dog here. Come on, puppy. Come on, Autumn. All right. Am I back on? Are you not losing me anymore? Anyhow, um, I'm moving back, Caleb. Hopefully, I'm still there. All right. Comment if I'm not, if I'm gone, or well, if I'm not gone, I guess would be the thing. But no, it's, oh, there we go. We got some new comments. 2000 isn't big enough for 7 kids. Do you know what we did, folks? We actually created a boys' loft and a girls' loft, so we don't have individual bedrooms for our kids. Oh, I'm frozen. Okay, hold on. Keep walking back. Monaga, Minnesota. That's awesome. I love Monaga. That's where I got the wood for my. Okay, you got the sound. Okay, I'm moving back. Okay, hopefully now frozen. Here, let's see if once I get back closer to the house, if we get something. How's my image now? Is my image still frozen? We Tammy, you sure do. That's a real thing. Okay. Same. Doug Mastriano. Oh, is the man says something, he means it. Still frozen. I shouldn't be still frozen. Hell darn it. How about now? Still? Oh, good. All right. So, anyways, folks, it's so we did lofts. We have a boys' loft and a girls' loft. So yeah. So if you look, let's see. Well, like, let's see. Right. God, this thing it your hand moves backwards to there. Okay, see that window, the set of windows right there? Above it, that's the girls' loft, and then on the other side is the boys' loft. And so we have 4 boys, 3 girls, and so boys are in the boys' loft, girls in the girls' loft. But I heard years ago, if you wanted to keep your kids honest in your home, just remove the doors. I heard it on a show. So that's what we did. We kind of took that to heart. This is my kids too. They build all these forts. Okay, I love that as a kid. I grew up in the country, and you're just so free, and you just build forts and stuff. So they look at that. The girls put this here. They made their own little landscaped area. Okay, let's see. I'll walk in here, and they're just constantly building stuff. Okay, and then they sweep all the pine needles out of here. Okay, sweep all the pine needles out, and this is kind of their play area. They call it the pine tree forest, but it's not pine trees, it's balsam trees. So anyways, but that's how we live out here in rural area. Yeah, I do. I like my Kubota. It's a little old. It's a little old at this point, but I just keep using it. I got a tiller, a box blade, a mower deck, and a regular blade for it. Oh, and a snow blower. And all of those attachments came with it when I got it, except for the tiller, which I got later. So here, I'll show you something else. I actually have, folks, you're not gonna believe this. I mean, acreage. See, I talk about my free lumber. Check this out. I got free land. Okay, and you say, how can you get free land? Okay, well, money really does grow on trees, folks. Okay, it absolutely grows on trees because they harvest timber. Now, timber prices, this is going to be kind of interesting for you. Timber prices right now are suppressed. Okay, or no, are inflated. But the timber that if you go to sell it, it's suppressed. This is what's so wild. if I went to sell my timber right now, I could only get like $20 a cord. Okay. Back when I sold the timber, I got $65 a cord. Can you believe that? And so I ended up getting some of the land. Just had to buy it and then sell the timber. So I ended up with a total of 456. It's I've got two different reports. One says 476, the other says 456. So, but it is wild to me that if I'm to sell some of the other timber right now, I'm getting $20 a cord when it's sky high, when they're selling OSB for $50-$60 a sheet. What tree has red bark is about 30 feet or more tall, but not cedar, spruce, or sequoia? Boy, I don't actually. I don't know what kind of tree that would be. I know the trees pretty well. I mean, my boys are both in forestry, and I've always taken an interest in it. I grew up on 160 acres of land up by Bemidji, Minnesota, and when I did that, my dad did a timber harvest way back in the day. Hey, smash that like if you would for me, folks. Side, I think that's what they call it. Oh, Idaho! I love Idaho, man. That is awesome. Oh, you're saying that you're having trouble seeing again? Cypress? Oh, well, it could be, but cypress have leaves. It's needs, right? I don't live by cypress trees, but don't they have needles? Sequoias are hard to find. I do get the Christmas trees off the land. Yeah, harvest trees. We don't buy any. I just don't do that. We completely just go out and cut a crispy, and oh yeah, I'm not thinking. I can't see cypress. You're right. That is Mediterranean. Man, I'm getting my trees goofed up right now. Yeah, I'm thinking swamps down south. I know my Minnesota trees really well. We have pine, white pine, red pine. Uh, for a lot of maple. But I'm right by the house, so I might just, I'm off grid, folks. So just forgive me. This happens to me from time to time. Freezing is an issue with my internet, so I'm going to walk a little closer. But I mean, I'm right there. No, cypresses are down south. Yeah, okay. So see, because don't they have the cypress trees in the swamps down there? Deciduous tree, not an evergreen. Yeah, I got I got 1, 2, 3 chainsaws. Gotta have the chainsaws if you're gonna be lumberjack logic. Yeah, Louisiana swamp has some. Okay, good. Oh, Laverne, that's a beautiful area, Janelle. That's very pretty. There was a resort in my Resorts of Minnesota book I did down in Laverne. By the way, folks, if you want a great book, just go to nljbooks.com. And you can find some great books. I did Resorts of Minnesota, Resorts of Wisconsin, and my wife wrote 2 children's books. I love chainsaws too; they're the greatest. I mean, I just love running a saw. It's fantastic, and I love actually more than running a saw. I like splitting wood, but it is fun dropping a tree. I'll post a video someday. I took a tree down in my backyard and I had to climb up it with the spikes. I actually didn't use the spikes. I put in tree steps like you do for a deer stand. Anyway, so then I climbed up that, and then I used my safety harness for my tree stand, and then I topped the tree and kept dropping it in sections. So that's something that I'd love to get that video up. I think it could do well. Out here, but I'll probably post a video or 2 to Rumble. So if you're not subscribed to me, you can go subscribe over there. I hate Rumble, I'll be honest. And then I've got locals, so I can post to locals as well. Actually, I'll post to locals. I'll post a couple of videos to locals this week. So if you want to see some of the other stuff, that's what that'll be. But drum companies like DW. I don't have a souped up chainsaw. No, just basic. I got a Husqvarna, but it's a 73cc saw. It's a big saw. Well, here, I'll show you my saw. Let's go. Let's go for another walk. We'll walk to the shed. I'll show you the chainsaw. It cuts wood fast. I mean, I'll tell you a funny story on that. So when I was I used to have a Johnsrid 90. Oh, cool. Hey, thanks, Voodoo. Let's see. We're gonna go walk over here. There's my solar panels down there. See them through the trees. Anyhow, a couple of them, a couple of rays, I should say. Not there's more than a couple solar panels. So I have this little saw. This is a Hitachi. Wait, that's my weed whipper. I have just a little Hitachi saw. I got this back before Menards went all crazy. I used to shop at Menards all the time, and that was a Black Friday special. I got that saw for $100. Okay, I'm always trying to find deals. But there's my my Husqvarna. It's a 372 XP, so it's a turbocharged 72cc saw. It's a big saw, and I had a Johnsrid 90, and that saw had gone down. And I couldn't get it fixed. They didn't have the parts for it anymore. So what happened was I went to tree farmer sales, and back then I was cutting firewood for a living. So I was in tree farmer sales in Bemidji quite a bit. And so when I was out there, this saw's got to be close to 20 years old now. Unreal. I just, time flies, folks. But I was out I went to the place to get the saw fixed, and then they couldn't fix it. And so he ended up giving me a sweet deal on this. It does get the job done. But yeah, no, but it was so funny because I said at that time now, it had been a couple of years. I moved down to the cities area, and I hadn't been cutting wood. I didn't cut wood for a living anymore. So I talked to the owner though. And, I knew him because I'd been getting all my saws serviced and everything back when I was cutting firewood and buying all my stuff from him. A 455. Okay, so see, that's the thing. I mean, he had like a 34cc saw. I told him, I said, look, I'm not using this thing like I used to. I said, what saw do you recommend? And he goes, well, Neil, I got a lot of good saws over here. These 30, 40cc saws, he said. And for most people, they're going to be fine. He said, but for you, you're not going to be happy with it after running that 90cc saw. And he goes, so let me show you what I got. So, he basically upsold me, which is fine. I was ready to be upsold at that point because he's probably right. I wouldn't have liked it because it would have just been too, it wouldn't have cut as fast. When you go from a 90cc saw to a 35cc saw, there's going to be a big difference, folks. Okay. Good tools and skilled operators. Man, I'll tell you what, I love watching people who are good at their work, especially manual kind of work. I had a guy who came out and I did one aspect. I paid for a couple aspects of the project that I didn't do myself. I did all my own electrical, plumbing. I did my own framing with other people helping. But the siding, I actually paid to have somebody put that on. Yeah, 90cc. It was huge. The Johnsrid. It was huge. It was awesome. So this 73cc saw with the turbo does as well as that 90cc saw. But it was heavy. It was amazing. It was a big saw. So anyhow, but when a guy by the name of Mike, he came out and helped me one weekend with when I was working on the roof. This guy was amazing. Okay, I could build stuff, but he had done framing. That was his job for years. He had been on a framing crew, and the way he could flip. And here's the thing, folks. He did not have a great vocabulary. In terms of, it wasn't like he cussed. He'd gotten saved. He was in teen challenge. He'd been on drugs. So he had wasted a number of years of his life. So he didn't get the education. So people wouldn't think he was smart. But I'm telling you, this guy's mind worked fast. He could flip boards around in his head, change angles, get the whole thing. He knew exactly what he was doing, okay? And, oh, man, it was so great working with him because he'd just tell me, he'd flip these angles around in his head and come up with the pieces he needed. And then I just cut them, and I'd be throwing up pieces, and he was putting them up fast. So, anyways, oh, thanks, Hannah. Well, yeah, have fun at work. So, yeah, Trevor, we've got some great chainsaw artists up here in northern Minnesota. Some fantastic chainsaw artists. That's just a real thing. Here, let's see how dark it'll get when I get back in here. See how grainy it gets. But here, I'll show you something else too, folks. Let's see. So this is a look inside my life. Right here is Minnesota. This is Tetagooch State Park. Let's see if I can get a little bit. See that? Isn't that beautiful? So this is on the North Shore of Minnesota on Lake Superior. And then I had it put on this cutout shape of Minnesota. Okay. And then here's another one. This is from Florida. Let's see. There it is. So that's Fort DeSoto State Park in Florida for you Floridians. Right there. Fort DeSoto State Park. I took that sunset there and then put it on these flip-flops. So anyhow, oh, thanks, Janet. It was, there were parts of it that were really hard. I don't know. I guess it was a good experience. I think kind of almost cost me my marriage back then. Let's just keep it real here. It was tough times, very tough. But here was the thing. We were living down in the cities and went through the financial crisis. Here, I'll give you another story. You want something crazy? So I called up Wells Fargo, which was my bank at the time. And so I go down there. I said, look, here's the deal. My income got cut by 2/3. There was no way I was going to be able to keep up with it. And so I just went in and said, hey, here's what's happened to me. And, this is kind of what's coming. And yeah. Oh, Crystal, I've been to Wyoming. I've got a great bear paw with I got a picture of a mama grizzly bear and 3 cubs in the Tetons. And I've got that on a bear paw. So that's another one. I'll get my art up, folks, on a website. I know a lot of people have asked for that. And, if here, I'm going to give you my email for this show. It's neilofthenorthwoods@gmail.com. neilofthenorthwoods@gmail.com. I've got a great picture of the Tetons too. Nice reflective shot off the river. neilofthenorthwoods@gmail.com. And if you want to send me an email, I will keep you in the loop when I launch that site. And even if you want to order something ahead of time, like if you want, the grizzly bear paw with the grizzlies, just mention that. I'll get you a price and everything on that. Okay. Yeah, I gotta do something there, sell some stuff. Boy, last year was hard on art shows. But anyways, back to the whole thing. So, my income, I found a way to replace my income, but it wouldn't pay out for a year. And that was doing the resorts book. So I went to Wells and told them that. I said, so what can we do here? I got to figure out some sort of payment plan. And you know what they told me? He looked at me and he said, well, you're current. And I said, well, I know I'm current. I said, that's why I'm calling you. I said, I'm current right now. But this is what's coming. I said, my income just got slashed by 2/3. And I said, I've been trying to make a go of it here for a few months, trying to find some replacement. I said, this is my idea that I came up with. But anyhow, so the smash that like, if you would, please. But I said, I know I'm current. He goes, well, we can't do anything for you when you're current. And I said, well, how far behind do I need to be? And he said, 2 months. I said, fine, I'll call you in 2 months. I mean, because I kept saying, trying to work something out. And so finally I had to do a short sale on my home down there. And I just had a camper trailer in the land. And then I started building. We had to live in the camper trailer for 2 years while we were building. So anyways, Florida, that's that scene on the flip-flops. That's Fort DeSoto State Park in Florida right there on those. I'm not a fan of Wells. I just, they just didn't treat me right on a number of occasions, but they actually perform what's called a set-off. So during that time, it's actually after I'd gone through the short sale. Then I had a line of credit with them, and I was late on it like 20 days, but I was always late. I was juggling the money. I was really trying to get these guys paid. And I was just running out of money. I had to buy food for the family first, right? And so I'm juggling this money. I'm doing everything, but I'm always getting them paid. And it's not even going over 30 days, folks. And they performed a set off and even took the money out of my kids' savings accounts because I'm a joint signer because it's a kids account. So then they took the money out of my kids' accounts, which wasn't much, it's like $150, but nonetheless they took it. Then so if you're banking with somebody, just so you know, they have this right to perform a set off. I didn't even know that. And then I had written a bunch of checks out of my checking account to pay the other bills, right? Like the electricity or whatever, because I couldn't have those shut off. And then they pulled the money for that payment out of my account. And then all of a sudden, and then they took the bigged check first. No, that was a different time when I had overdrawn by like $10, but they overdrew 5 checks because they took the biggest check first and then bounced all the others. Anyways, it's a whole other thing. It was more than $10, so but it wasn't that much. I mean, 4 of the 5 checks should have cleared, but they didn't do it that way. And so then they pulled that money, and then all those checks bounced. This is the different time. I'm going over 2 times now, but all those checks bounced, and I went back in there and I said, "Look, guys," I said, "I need those checks to be paid." And they said, "Well, that's not going to happen." And I said, "No, you don't understand." I said, "I have been paying you." I said, "And I don't even have the money." I said, "I'm piecing it together somehow." I said, "And I'll have money for you next week." But I said, "I need you just bounced all these checks. Now I've got $200 in overdraft fees and everything." And so, anyhow, this guy just got really snippy with me. And I said, "Look," I said, "here's the deal." I said, "You can either put that money back in the account and cover those checks, or you will never see another dime from me ever again." And the guy goes, well, he looks at me, and this is understanding your position in negotiating, folks. The guy looks at me and says, well, he said, "You wouldn't do that." He said, "That would just really mess up your credit." And I looked at the guy and I just laughed. I go, I said, "You idiot." I said, "I just went through a short sale. My credit's already screwed. There's nothing you can do to me." And the guy just looked at me and didn't know what to do. So I said, "You can either put it back or you will never see another dime from me." And they wouldn't do it. And that was it. I had two things with them, and I never paid them another dime because, that's the position they had put me in. And then I just settled because then they send it off to the creditors. And then I just settled with the creditors at whatever amount later, a couple of years later. And that was it. So, but that's what banks can do. So there you have it, folks. But hey, I just wanted to go on live, let you know I'm still alive, still kicking, show you around the place, talk a little bit about farming and some things of that nature, and show you some tractors and chickens. And I love living off the grid. I love the self-sustaining lifestyle, folks. I do. So that's how I am. That's who I am. And I want to encourage you that can make that break to do that. It's hard. I was living in the cities and, had all this work, whatever. I was doing pretty good down there until I wasn't. But now, even when things go south, I can stand it. Okay. I've got a couple cows. I can butcher the cows. I've got the chickens. Adam, I just Cornish crosses, just regular meat birds. And then, I've got my solar power, and I just need to find a different generator type of scenario. So, but that's it. It's, we need to just be less dependent. They're trying to make us dependent upon everything. I mean, right? Government dependence. That's what they want. Don't allow it to happen to you, folks. Hey, thanks, Tony. Yeah, good advice. But yeah, that's the deal. But I just want to encourage you all to do that. I want you to think ahead in preparation. Okay. I will put up some prepping videos on here, financial preparation and whatnot. because I think it's terribly important. Okay. That's what this channel is really designed for, is that independent, free living. Okay. Um, Lori, great question. A lot of it I explained already. So much of it, like this shed, I built for free. I built the home off of a single payout, really through some difficult times. You'll have to go back and watch the video. But the lumber to build that house back then only cost $20,000, and then I built it myself. So that's less than a lot of people are spending. You know, if they've got a $1,500 a month house payment, they're spending $18,000 a year just on their house payment. I was able to get all that lumber to build the house for that. So, yeah, hey, it lies beneath. I'm gonna, whatever. I'll just keep on keeping on. I mean, I just, I've got, you can find me other places, folks. So, I'll be my other channel will be back up in a week, but I'll keep reaching out. And just remember, I love y'all. I really do. And I know, again, people could say, how do you know? Because I do, folks. I just do. And I love people. I do. I do. I love people. And I want for people. I want for you. I want you to be independent. I want you to be free. Remember to subscribe if you haven't. Smash the like, please. But I really, really do. What's Adam selling? Oh, wow. Susie Q. That's awesome. Ordered a wheat grain mill and wheat berries from Mylar bags and food grade buckets. Awesome. Anyhow, so, I mean, all my vehicles are old, folks. Every single vehicle I have is old. I don't have a single vehicle with under 100,000 miles on it. My Suburban has 360,000 miles on it. I've got a Yukon that's got over 200,000 miles on it. I've got the farm truck, which is a 95 Chev. Some of you have seen that in other videos. And my main driving vehicle is a Volkswagen turbo diesel 2011 that's got 136,000 miles on it. And it gets tremendous gas mileage. So our Suburban's a 2003, the Yukon's a 2007, and I'm actually looking to sell that. And that's, yeah. So, if you buy your vehicles with cash, right, and don't, my Yukon hitting 500,000. Awesome, Adam. Yeah. If you take care of these vehicles, they'll last a long time. Yeah, I'm on there. I'm on Odyssey, folks. There's a real-time chat? Really? I didn't know that about Odyssey. They just back up all my videos for me. I'll look into that. Maybe I'll do a stream over there. Talk about other things. Oh, my oldest is a 49. That's cool. My oldest is the 95. 350 Chev, folks. It's tremendously easy to work on. So, anyways, I just want to thank you for joining me on this stream. This is a channel that I just want to, again, I want you folks to be independent, to be free. I want that for everyone, because I don't want them trying to control us. And I don't know why people want to control people so much, folks. I mean, honestly, hi, Judy. I just don't get it. I don't understand the need to control people. I just don't get it. I really don't. I mean, I'm totally serious about that. I don't get it. Why would you want, why don't you, isn't there enough just living your own life? So anyways, thanks so much, folks. I keep seeing your comments, and I just love you. So it's tough not to comment back, but I got this because I got to get back to work. if any of you are in Wisconsin, I will be in New Richmond on Saturday at an art show. So stop by and see me if you're around. I'll be selling my canvases, my cutouts, everything there. So please come and see me if you're there, and I'd love to. So hope you're all having a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks so much for listening, and remember to subscribe if you haven't. Thanks.